Anthropic is expanding at a rate that has outpaced the exponential, with annualized revenue growth hitting 80x as the company approaches a $1 trillion valuation. But just a few years ago, the company's founders were hosting their first team meetings on the grass of Presida Park. During the pandemic, siblings Dario and Daniela Amodei started Anthropic as a small underdog lab with a very specific, cautious mission. They were part of a group of researchers who left OpenAI because they no longer trusted the company's leadership. They believed that the drive for commercial success was beginning to compromise the fundamental need for safety and transparency in AI development. To differentiate themselves, they built their model, Claude, using a constitutional approach. By training the AI on principles found in historical documents, like the UN Declaration of Human Rights, they aim to bake a human moral compass directly into the software. Despite this focus on responsible AI, Dario Amodei has spent the last year issuing a series of dire public warnings. He currently estimates there is a 10 to 25% chance that the technology his company is building leads to the collapse of civilization. This is the core paradox of Anthropic. The founders believe AI is an existential threat to humanity, and they believe the only way to mitigate that threat is to win the race to build it. While their competitors focused on splashy consumer apps and social media engagement, Anthropic made a calculated pivot to the enterprise market. They chose to build high-end tools for biotech, finance, and software engineering, arguing that this business model aligned more closely with their values. The result was Claude Code, an agent capable of automating large-scale software engineering. It's so efficient that on some internal teams at Anthropic, the AI is now writing 100% of the code. This chart shows the immediate impact. As Anthropic's ATI volume surged, billions of dollars in market value vanished from traditional software companies overnight, a white-collar wipeout that traders are calling the SaaSpocalypse. Amodei admits that while these tools make workers more productive today, the technology will eventually automate nearly all entry-level white-collar tasks. As automation approaches 100%, the jobs as we know them will likely disappear. It's an economic paradox. Anthropic is sounding the alarm on a future of mass unemployment while simultaneously perfecting the very software that makes that outcome inevitable. Dario Amodei spent his early career as an anti-war advocate, but that stance shifted as AI became a matter of national security. In 2025, Anthropic joined a select group of companies in a $200 million contract to provide AI capabilities to the Pentagon. Their reasoning is that a lead in AI is the only way to deter authoritarian regimes. In Amodei's view, arming the U.S. military with superior intelligence tools is the most effective way to prevent a catastrophic global conflict. However, Anthropic insisted on strict red lines. They explicitly forbade the military from using Claude for mass surveillance or for making autonomous kill decisions, attempting to limit the technology's most destructive applications. After refusing to lift those guardrails, Anthropic faced lawsuits and was blacklisted from the Pentagon, with the incoming administration labeling the company's leadership as ideological lunatics. The risks of this partnership are already visible. In Iran, a strike assisted by AI targeting platforms reportedly hit a girls' school, killing over 150 people. It serves as a stark warning of what happens when predictive models are used to accelerate the pace of warfare. The military paradox remains. Anthropic believes their technology must empower the U.S. military to maintain global order, but they fundamentally refuse to trust the military to use it without their supervision. Inside Anthropic's labs, a secret model called Mythos demonstrated a sudden jump in capability. It identified thousands of cybersecurity vulnerabilities across every major operating system, flaws that could be used to pry open state secrets or cripple global infrastructure. Rather than deleting the model, Anthropic launched Project Glasswing. They gave the model to select agencies like the NSA, because early testers were so unsettled by its abilities that they described Mythos as a superweapon that should require a gun license to use. This creates a cybersecurity paradox. Anthropic believes that in order to protect the world from the next generation of hackers, they must first succeed in building the world's most dangerous hacking weapon. When Dario Amodei looks for a historical parallel for his work, he looks to Leo Szilard, the physicist who first conceived of the nuclear chain reaction. Szillard's logic was simple but terrifying. If the laws of physics allow for a weapon of mass destruction, it is only a matter of time before a bad actor builds it. Therefore, the good guys have a moral obligation to build it first, to ensure it's handled with caution. But AI represents a unique historical shift. Unlike the atomic bomb, which was built and owned by the government, this world-altering technology is being developed entirely within private corporations. This means the safety of global infrastructure and the future of the economy are currently dependent on the personal moral compasses of a few tech founders in Silicon Valley. Amodei's own analogy is the most revealing. He notes that even if Anthropic builds the safest airplane in the AI industry, humanity is already on a flight where the developers themselves admit there is a horrifyingly high statistical chance of crashing.